Hello everybody. Now in our maths learning today, we're going to be measuring time. How do we measure time? Now, I've come over to the clock in my house and my clock tells me the time. Now you might know how to tell the time. You might be looking at the big hands on the clock, and I've got a clock there to help us from the classroom that helps us to tell the time. But we're not going to be thinking about these hands today and telling the time. We're just going to be thinking about a shorter measure of time. And we're just going to be thinking about measuring in 1 minute. Now, I want you to listen very carefully and look very carefully, because on my clock, I've got a little hand here, the little gold hand, and it's ticking. So if we listen very carefully, can you hear the clock ticking? Because it's measuring time. Here we go. Can you hear it? That's called the second hand, and it is moving quite quickly. It's moving all around the clock. And when the second hand goes around the clock from one number all the way back to where it started from, it's measured 1 minute. So when the second hand goes round the clock, it goes round in 60 seconds. So those 60 seconds, all those little ticks that you can hear, are making up 1 minute. So 60 seconds make up 1 minute. So what we're going to do now is think, well, how long is a minute? How long does a minute last? I wonder if you know that. Have you ever measured a minute before? We sometimes say, oh, 1 more minute and then we're going to tidy away, don't we? But let's just see if we can measure that amount of time. So keep watching my second hand. I've got my phone here and I'm going to put the timer on the phone to measure 1 minute. So we'll try and do it so that they both start at the same time. We'll try and start it so that it goes from the top and then it's going to go all the way around, and when it gets back up to the top, it will be a minute. Here we go. Start them together to measure 1 minute. Go. So my seconds are counting down. You see they're counting down on the clock. Now it's coming up to the bottom. And that's 30 seconds. That's half a minute. Keep measuring and waiting. Coming up to the last few seconds now. Let's get right up. Can you see? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was a minute. Did that seem like a long time? People say that when you're doing nothing and you're just waiting, it can seem like a long time, a minute. But actually, a minute isn't a very long amount of time at all. It's quite a short amount, especially when you're very busy doing something. We don't notice time passing. It's just going on all the time. Now, I've got a clock in my house that measures time. You might have a clock somewhere in your house. I've got clocks all over my house, others that have got a little face on like that. But then I've got digital clocks in other places, and your grown-ups will help you to find those. Have a look in your kitchen. Have a look near your television. Have a look at your grown-up's phone if they can show you where the time is and how they can tell the time on their phone. So today, thinking about that minute that we measured, we're going to see if we can do some things when things last a minute. Oh, it's gone off and done another minute. Let's pop it off. That was another minute gone. That seemed to go a lot quicker, didn't it? So, have a think today, and I'll put some ideas on the maths activity for things that you can do in 1 minute to measure. How many times can I hop or do some star jumps in a minute? Or how many bricks can I build in a tower? How many times can I write my name in 1 minute? Now, if you think a minute is too long, then try half a minute, and that would be 30 seconds. And I'm sure your grown-ups will help you and help you time things. Do you remember in the classroom, I know in class 7 we have a timer that we use a lot, and we say, oh, we're going to tidy up in 2 minutes. So you might be able to find a timer as well that would help you, or you might be able to borrow your grown-up's phone, or use, if you've got a second hand on your clock, use that. You need something to measure half a minute or 1 minute. And when you've had a practice at doing that activity, you might want to do it a few times to see if you can do more jumps or more throws in a minute. And I'll put some questions and ideas onto the activity to help you with your thinking of measuring time. But you're going to have some fun today as well and come up with some really good ideas. Okay, so enjoy your time measuring today. Bye.